So here's how to become a host and list a property on Campable. The best place to go is on a computer, a desktop or a laptop, rather than on a mobile device. Campable is designed so that the tourists in the motorhomes will use their phones and the hosts are better on a website. If you've already downloaded the app, you just need to log in. If you haven't downloaded the app and haven't started yet, then click on sign up. By going to sign up, you'll need to put your email address in the top and the same password twice, and then hit sign up. If you have already signed up, then you can either log in with your email or whatever you logged in with on the app. If you logged on the app with Facebook or Google, then you log in here. Otherwise, log in with your email. You'll know that you're logged in because over here on the top right it changes to log out. The name that you put in here is the one that the guest is going to see when they book, and also the phone number that you'd like them to call on. And we prefer that you put your phone number in international format. International format for New Zealand means adding a +64 and then dropping the first 0. And I suggest putting your mobile in because international people often are short on their ability to call, but they can text. If you think your mobile's not going to be available, you can also put a landline in there. Then upload an image. This is a picture that the guest is going to see of you, so that will help them recognize you when they drive up and you want to greet them. If you've got a picture all ready to go, just click upload and upload it, or you may want to modify a picture, because if you come and stay at our place, we can take you marlin fishing. Cool. Birthday goes in here. Now you all know how young I am and you can send me a birthday present. The address that goes in here is the address of the person who's going to get paid. And by the way, it must be from the drop down. You can't, if you hop in here and edit something, it won't work. So make sure that you choose it from the drop down. And the bank account number must be a bank account number. It can't be a credit card or an EFTPOS card or any sort of card number. It must be a proper bank account number. The easiest way with a bank account number is just to cut and paste it in from your online banking. The next one, select whether you're an individual or a company. If you're a trust or a partnership, leave it as an individual. If you do choose individual, then you don't need to do the company name or number. If you are GST registered, pop your GST number in here. In this case, we're a company, so I'm going to put the company in there. Now these fields are ready, and it is Campable Limited. And to get your company number, the easiest way is to go to companies.govt.nz, type in the name of your company, here it is, Campable, and there's the company number right there at the top. So we'll put company number in and then click Save Details. Checking the bank account details. Success, your account has been created. Now please be aware that all of these fields are compulsory and you cannot come back here a second time without starting all over again with all of this information. So it's worth having a go getting it all right in one time. The exceptions are that the GST field you can leave blank if you're not GST registered. The company name and company number fields you only need if you have chosen that you are a company. The next thing to do is to create the property. So let's go create a property, and we need to put in the address of the property. Again, it has to be from the drop down. If your address is not in the right place, like sometimes the rapid numbers don't quite line up with where you want people to park, maybe you've got a farm or there's a problem there, you can shift the pin later. I'll show you soon. Property type, private residence, spaces, 1. What features have we got available? There's water for them to use. We're happy with pets. It's a private site. Not self-contained okay would be if we were going to make a toilet and a shower available 24 hours, then we could click not self-contained okay. In this case we're not, and we don't have power for them, we're good with cell phone coverage, and in actual fact they can use our wireless internet as well, that's fine. So tell us what's great about your place. This is starter text, and you do need to click something in each box here, but you can come back, and we encourage you to come back and change this later. It's here to spark some ideas, not to write this all for you. This last one is about the different vehicle types that you'd be happy to have. Self-contained motorhomes or self-contained camper vans, right the way through to any motorhome, camper van, RV, caravan or converted bus, including those without toilet facilities. So there's a range in there, but again you can modify this in the description box later to make it just right for your situation. We've recently had quite a few people asking if they can stay in tents. So if you've got toilet and shower facilities and you're happy for people to stay in a tent, then add that in the description later when you modify it. Give your property a name and make sure that it's eye-catching and interesting. This is the title that people are going to see when they scroll through all the properties. So have a think about something that's going to grab attention and sells your property well. Close walk to beautiful Orewa Beach. If you're not sure how to price your property, you can click on this link here and it takes you through to some help text more about how to price your property. Once you have everything correct there, this little save button pops up and you can push save. And that won't pop up until everything is actually ready to go. At this point, the property is partially made, the property is unlisted, and that starter text that you've put in is dropped into this box. So let's now think about what needs to go in this main description box. Craft your first sentence to grab attention, to be focused on the guest and the benefits they will receive. It's also worth thinking about the other alternatives that are nearby that you're competing with. Close to us there is a beautiful holiday park, but the downside of the holiday park is that it's crowded. There are also some freedom camping sites, but the downside with the freedom camping sites is people come in there late, they make noise, and people are just never too sure how safe they are on a freedom camping site. So let's have a look at what we've got so far. Safe, quiet, peaceful and fun. We're social hosts that would love to help you have a great time in Orewa. We know the local restaurants, bars, wineries and entertainment. Depending on your preferences, you may be by yourself on our property or you can join us for drinks and dinner. We also have 2 kayaks and 2 stand-up paddleboards which you're welcome to use. Let us know if you'd like SUP lessons or go on a water adventure with us. Let us introduce you to the amazing experiences nearby. Many bushwalks and mountain bike tracks. We have 2 bikes you can use. Scenic flights from Dairy Flat, take a ferry trip to Turituri Matangi Wildlife Sanctuary, or come salsa dancing with us on a Tuesday or Friday night. We have a specially prepared hamper for you on arrival which includes locally produced Manuka honey, wine from a Maharangi vineyard, and a few other surprise goodies. So let's have a think about your site for a moment now, because it's important to let your guests know how you operate as a host. Are you the social host and love interacting with your guests, or do you offer little interaction so they have a private and uninterrupted stay? So here's some examples of things that you might want to say. We are social hosts who love to interact with our guests over a glass of wine on the deck. We are social hosts who love to chat upon your arrival. Due to our huge workload on the farm, it can be hard to interact, but we'll do our best and would still like to meet you upon arrival. Or we are hosts that like to offer full privacy on our property, but please do not hesitate to come to the house if you need something. Or this is a private and safe site at our beach home. If we happen to be there, please say hi. Otherwise, please enjoy and look after our piece of paradise in our absence. Or maybe you're a business and you could say you are purchasing a voucher for 2 drinks from our cafe and staying in the car park for free. So it's not just about having somewhere to park a motorhome for the night, it's about offering an experience The better you can describe the experience, the more you'd like to offer, the better your reviews, and the more you can charge. And coming back to this listing that I'm creating right now, considering there are freedom campsites and a holiday park close to us, I think we're starting to get some good competitive value in here. Would you agree? So the next thing to consider is whether you'll charge extra for any of those extra services or whether you'll include them in the price. I think what we're going to do is include them in the price, and we're going to put the price higher because we would rather have a lot of fun with people, enjoy their company and provide great value than have just somebody come and stay at our place and we hardly see them. So that works better for us. And if we're going to provide some drinks, we're going to provide dinner, we're going to provide a hamper as well, then we're going to be over $100 for sure. Plus we're going to let them do their washing. We've got Wi-Fi that they can use. So I think we're going to give some great value to these people, and we're going to have a lot of fun as well. So the next thing we're going to do, we'll take out that starter text and think about the vehicles that we're happy to have. And on our property, a caravan just isn't going to fit. So we're going to restrict this just to self-contained motorhomes. If we had a larger piece of land, we'd be happy with a caravan, and it does need to be self-contained. I think we will just make this shorter and go self-contained motorhomes only. And then we're going to describe the location of the park, the access, and what it's like there. Self-contained motorhomes only. You're parked on grass up a narrow driveway which you'll need to reverse for about 30 metres. Park is on a slight slope. Levelling ramps recommended. So what you need to think about is, how is a person that's maybe from a foreign country, rented a motorhome, they're not used to driving it, how confident are they going to need to be to get it in and out of your place? How level is it going to be, because it needs to be level to sleep well? Are they going to be able to get round corners? Are there trees hanging over that might damage? We want them getting the motorhome in and out without being damaged and without them getting stuck. Just a heads up too, most rental motorhomes are only insured for specified drivers, so it's better that you don't offer to drive it for your guest. So the next thing to think about is health and safety. Are there any hazards on your property? This box is where you're going to put anything that would discourage maybe a young family or a family with young kids from coming, because maybe you've got an open lake or a cliff that they might fall over or something like that. And it's better to put it right in here so that they can make their decision before they book with you as to whether they'll come or not. Also have a think about any pets or animals that you have that may be a little bit scary for other people. If you've got a dog that barks on arrival, then let people know about that. We just want to make sure that they get no surprises, that when they get to your place they feel safe and they're happy. Okay, so our property is fenced, there are no dogs, you're in a residential area, neighbours are quiet, mostly. The next part is the notice period, and you get to choose here whether guests can book on the day or whether you'd like 1 day's notice. If you choose 1 day's notice, then you're not going to get people showing up on the same day. And as a social host, sometimes that can be helpful because you might want to make sure you're home, or you've got food in or whatever else. But just be aware that if you do click I would like 1 day's notice, that you're probably going to reduce the number of people that come and stay with you by about 50%, as we've worked out so far that about half the people book on the day and half the people book in advance. Now the next thing is to check that the PIN is in exactly the right place, and if you did have trouble with your address, then this is where you can change the PIN. So you can zoom in and you can change this to satellite view and make sure it's right where it needs to be, so that it's going to work for the person's GPS. Now there's the driveway, and I'm going to slide the pin across. So the next thing we want to do is add images, and images play a huge part in promoting how wonderful your property is. So the following photos that you provide are vital. The first one is a lead photo, something that shows off the experience, if possible has people. an action shot, and it's a high resolution photo. Now, I don't actually have anything right now that I'm happy with putting up there. So I'm going to go and have a look at Google and see if there's something that I'm allowed to use from Google. So I'm going to type in Orewa. I'm going to go Images. And the next thing I'm going to do is click Tools, come down to Use Rights, and click on here Labeled for Reuse. If you click Labeled for Reuse, then these are photos that, from a copyright point of view, you are allowed to use. So here's one, stand-up paddleboarding. We definitely want that. So click on the photo, then go View Image so you get to the full-size version of it. Right-click. Let's go Save Image As. And it's a good idea to keyword name these photos. Put words in here that are going to help with search engine optimization for when people search online for campsites and things to do in motorhomes near your place. So I'm going to call this SUP Orewa on Campable, and if we put the name Campable in there, that helps with the search engine optimization as well for the whole site, and you'll get the benefit of that for your place. Now there's a good Orewa beach shot, but look, it's 500 by 375, so you want those at least 600, so don't bring anything down that's under 600. We'll leave that one there. Secondly, a photo of your family or yourself, again if you're a social host. Then think about experience photos. If there's biking on your property, then set up a picture of somebody doing the biking experience. Next, think about photos of nearby tourist attractions. The waterfalls, the tramping destinations, dolphin swimming, bungee jumping, fishing, anything that gives future guests something to do if they wish to leave your property and explore. It's a good idea to caption these photos with nearby. These nearby activities should also be mentioned in your description so the photos match what you've just listed. Next, a photo of where the motorhome is going to park, showing what the surface is like, whether it's on a slope, and just give an idea of what the environment's going to be like where they actually park, and it'll help them locate where to park. Then a photo of where to drive in from the road, particularly if your entranceway is a little bit hard to find. Stand out on the road and take a photo of the entranceway. And consider editing these photos with arrows or directions if it's at all confusing. Lastly, photos of any hazards that may discourage certain guests from coming. So like a family with young children may prefer in advance to know if you have a camping site by a river. Now, once I've got some photos in there, you'll notice this little update comes up, and it's a good idea to click that even if you haven't finished, so that you don't lose anything that's been uploaded. It's all saved in there now. And once your images are up there, you can drag them around. So I think I'm going to go the nearby beach as my lead photo. The stand-up paddleboarding is a bit of action, it's got a person in it. For now, that's our backyard, but I'm not happy with that. I'd like to get one when we get our first person coming there and we've got a motorhome in there with some people by it. I'd like to put a shot of a motorhome with people on it. For now, I'm just going to go with that. And I'd also like a picture of us entertaining on the deck and having dinner or something. I'm going to have to organise that photo another time. Then we've got the nearby things. We've got Tiritiri Island, the bird life that's out on Tiritiri, and then salsa dancing with an invite written on the bottom of it. And at this stage I'm a bit short on more photos. I'd like to take some more photos myself, and it's great if you can get up to 10, 15 photos even. A lot of ways, the more photos, the more likely it is to sell. And as you have people come and stay, get some photos with them and you in it and pop them up there. So now we get to campsite 1, and I'm going to rename that Backyard by the Sea, one space. And with all that we're providing, I'm going to make that $140. A word about facilities tags. You can tag each of your sites separately if you've got more than one site, and ensure that they are relevant to your description. So if you've allowed non-self-contained motorhomes into your property, then it's a must that you've tagged toilet, and be sure that that toilet's available for 24 hours. If you've ticked toilet and it's not available for 24 hours, be sure to call that out in the description. If you've ticked private site, be sure that it is a fully private site and that your guests aren't going to be seeing anybody else in another motorhome nearby. If you tick caravan plug power, be sure that it is the proper connection for the caravan and not just an ordinary 3-pin plug. So in this directions box, provide instructions on access to your property, how to find you if it's not obvious, and explain what to do if guests arrive and you're not home. Be sure to provide numbers to call if there is an emergency, maybe 111 for extreme emergencies, or your cell phone or landline for minor emergencies or queries. And please include any health and safety instructions and hazards in this direction box as well, e.g. we have troughs and electric fences. Please do not roam the farm without the company of us, the farm owners. And also place any alternative contact numbers or methods in here. Okay, so let's get these guest instructions in here. If we're not home when you arrive, you're welcome to park and make yourself at home, including the use of our deck. We're usually home by about 6 PM. Alternative contact, there's Trish on 021 3356746. By the way, that's a made up number, so please don't call it. And now I've put my Skype contact, my WhatsApp, and my WeChat ID. A lot of Asian people in particular use WeChat. So it can help to have a few other ways for people to get hold of you, particularly if they're on an international phone and they've got expensive calling, or maybe they don't have calling but they do have data. So this area, Manage and Rules, is where you can set all sorts of different rules for availability and pricing. And you can set up rules to block out dates when you're not home or when you don't wish to have guests while you're away. You can put lower prices in winter or higher prices around events or peak seasons. You can block out the winter months when access may be a problem, and you can make your site available for a special event only. So let's have a look at this finished listing. Close walk to beautiful Orewa Beach, $140 per motorhome. We have a nice lead picture with a nearby written on the bottom of it. Backyard where the motorhome can park. Things that can be done nearby, and we'll have a few more photos to come soon too. Safe, quiet, peaceful and fun. We're social hosts that would love to help you have a great time in Orewa. We know the local restaurants, bars and wineries and entertainment. Depending on your preferences, you can be by yourself on our property or you can join us for drinks and dinner. We also have 2 kayaks and 2 stand-up paddleboards which you're welcome to use. Let us know if you'd like SUP lessons or go on a water adventure with us. Let us introduce you to the amazing experiences nearby. Many bushwalks and mountain bike tracks. We have 2 bikes you can use. Scenic flights from Dairy Flat. Take a ferry trip to Tiritiri Matangi Wildlife Sanctuary. Or come salsa dancing with us on a Tuesday or a Friday night. We have a specially prepared hamper for you on arrival, which includes locally produced Manuka honey, wine from a Maharangi vineyard, and a few other surprise goodies. Self-contained motorhomes only. You're parked on a grass, up a narrow driveway which you'll need to reverse for about 30 metres. Park is on a slight slope, levelling ramps recommended. Our property is fenced, there are no dogs, you're in a residential area, neighbours are quiet mostly. We look forward to having a fun day with you. You can see our features, they're a private site and we've got wireless internet, and there's the availability. A few final points. If you go to the bottom of any page on the website, you'll see there's an FAQ hosting page. In here, there's more details on creating your listing, managing your listing, how the payments work, bylaws and regulations, and communicating with your guests. When a guest books on your property, you'll receive an email to notify you that they're coming. I suggest that you whitelist Campable, or it'll come from support@campable.com. If you go into your email program and whitelist that, then that'll help ensure the email gets through. And if you'd like to receive notifications on your phone when you get a booking, if you click through onto communicating with your guests, come down to see here where it says, how can I be notified on my phone when I get a booking? There's instructions in here on how to get an alert on an iPhone from a Campable email, and the same here on an Android.